Hello everyone and thanks for tuning in. We are currently at 380 subscribers. As I stated in my previous video, once I reach 500 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. Thank you all for your support. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and as well as turn on notifications so you know when my next video drops. Hello everyone, it's Straight to the Point Tech. I'm back again with a new video. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the best battery practices so you have a longer gaming duration with your device. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. All right, so a subscriber asked me in the comments in one of the videos, basically, how do you get a longer gaming session, right? AKA, how do you get longer battery life, right? So I'm going to show you exactly what to do because I feel like it's imperative that you all know and understand that this is a handheld gaming PC, right? This is not an actual rig where you plug the device in 24/7. And you can do that as you would a regular PC rig, right? Keep it plugged in all the time. That's up to you. But the majority are going to be utilizing this handheld in a mobile aspect, meaning they're going to be on the go. I know one of the subscribers said they were a pilot, so they needed something to go on the go, and they were looking for a device anyways, right? Basically, yes. So let's just get to the nitty gritty of the best practice, and I'm going to show you the very first one. You may not want to do this, but it's imperative that you do this simply because this is going to determine your battery life in the future, and this is going to determine your battery life when it comes to gaming. So let me show you. So first things first, what you're going to want to do is open up the MSI Center. Now I have it down here on my taskbar, which I recommend that you all, attach it to your taskbar if you don't have it. Open up the MSI Center, right? And as you can see here, you have all these options, right? Go straight to where it says battery, right? You're going to go and select battery calibration, start. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is this crap, right? You may not want to do it. It takes a couple of hours to complete. I'm just letting you know. So if you got to go to the gym, if you got to go out to eat or run errands, right? Or play with your kids all day or whatever, basically, it's going to take a while. Let's just say that, right? But what you usually do is you just hit start. So you come down to battery in the MSI Center, right? And you hit start, right? Ooh. Okay. And basically, it's going to make sure your battery is installed and all the windows are closed or whatever, right? And then boom, you start. But to begin, you want to have your device plugged into its power cable, particularly because it's going to drain your battery, then restart your battery, and then drain it again and then restart it again. Now, as you can see here, my last calibration was July, right? 24th. August 24th will be a month, right? This month will be 2. October will be 3. So October 25th, ooh, just in time, a few days later, the Legion Go 2 comes up, right? But anyways, so you want to do this every 3 months. So you'll see a indicator here that says MSI recommends doing the battery calibration every 3 months to have the best battery life. So this is one of the best practices I can recommend you all. So please make sure you do this. Don't just buy this device, plug it up, charge it to 100%, and whoa, let's game. No, you want to do the battery calibration method, right? You may be asking yourself, does it really work? Yes, I can 100% guarantee you and tell you it does, because when I first got this device, right, and I was gaming, I noticed my battery was dying a little fast, and I was kind of disappointed. And I was like, okay, so they lied. The battery is just as bad as the Legion Go, blah blah blah. But actually, I was wrong. I had to calibrate my battery first, and it actually works. So I do recommend you all do this, right? Take some time, plug it in when you get home or whatever. Start this. And once you start it, it may take a couple of hours. But once it's complete, like I said, every 3 months, as it says here, right, do this, right, to basically also make your battery more efficient in the long run. So this is one of the best practices. All right, so method number 2. best practice is to keep your brightness at 80, right? So if you come over here on your device, right, you have two buttons on the far right. This is to take the device from desktop mode to mobile mode and back and forth, right? When I'm saying mobile, that's gaming mode, right? Let me just say gaming mode, right? So we're not going to press this button. We're going to press this button right here. It takes you to the MSI quick settings. As you can see, you can adjust your brightness. You can adjust your user scenario to become auto, or, you know, you could turn on your overlay, as you can see here, but that's not what we're here for, right? So basically, we're looking to get better battery life, right? So you want to take your brightness and take it from 100 to 80. Right now, I usually keep mine on 100s for the video so you guys can see everything clear and concise, but you want to keep it on 80 simply because this device has a 120 hertz display. It's VRR, and it's a pretty good LCD display. The battery's also going to burn extremely fast. Now, you know, there are other options where you could, you know, change power management in Windows. I'm pretty sure you all know how to do that. And if you don't, you can just go to the start menu and just type in power saving, and you can do that. I don't recommend it because, you know, you're going to scale down a lot of performance in other areas, especially when it comes to gaming, or especially when you let Windows automatically handle everything. You don't want to do that. So I definitely recommend going ahead and take your display from 100, if it is on 100, to 80, right? That's just the best practice to get better battery life. And it works for me, and I've had no problems. All right, and last but not least, finally, third, let me remove this overlay so you all can see what I'm about to do. Turn this off. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show y'all the best method of getting better battery life, right? The best, besides calibrating your battery, right? I don't know why my MSI Center disappeared, but you want to come to the MSI Center. And what you want to do is you want to go over here to these check boxes here and just simply change your device to AI engine, right? Now, I know you might be asking yourself, why am I changing it to AI engine for what? It's going to, no, it's not. It's not going to scale down the performance. If you guys understand what hyper-threading technology is, right, where your CPU, right, adjust accordingly to how you're using your PC, AI engine simply acts as the same thing, right? So basically, in theory, right, let's say I'm playing a AAA title, right, like Hogwarts Legacy. I like to use Hogwarts Legacy. I like, you know, utilize that. Or Stalker 2, right? Those are games that can be hard to run, but not so much so, but more so Stalker 2 than Hogwarts Legacy, right? AI engine basically will scale the performance according to what you're doing on what map, where you are, what level, how the environment is set up. Also, what type of things you're doing as far as leveling up, puzzles. Like, if the chip knows, right? This is what AI is. If the chip knows that you're doing simplistic things, right, the GPU isn't going to work as hard. Why do you need to have 120 frames per second when you're solving a puzzle on Hogwarts Legacy? Why do you need to have 120 frames per second, or even 60 frames per second for that matter, if you're on Stalker 2 and you're going through your inventory for certain weapons? Makes no sense, right? But let's say you're going to fight a simple enemy, one of those gargoyles, right? And, you know, it's only two of them. You're going to have 60 to 70 frames per second, right? Maybe 80. But then let's say it's a fight and you're fighting one of the gargoyles or whatever those little troll things are. You know, I can't think of them. I haven't played Hogwarts Legacy in a couple weeks, right? And it's like 30 of them on the screen. Guess what? Your performance is going to scale down to 30 frames per second. Why? Because the AI engine knows exactly when you need that power and when you don't need that power. So what that means in essence is you're going to get a longer battery life, because AI engine optimizes the actual device according to what kind of performance you need in regards to what type of games you are playing, right? So utilize that, right? That's the best method. Or, right, you can go down to where it says endurance and it says limit performance to achieve longer battery life. Now, This works especially if you're playing an indie game, right? Like, ain't no reason you need a full 37 TDP if you're playing something like Hades 1 or Hades 2. If you're playing like what's that other game? If you're playing Silk Song, right? If you're playing something like one of those Metrovina games where it's just you're going straight back and forth, like it doesn't take a lot of processing power to power those games, right? So you could use endurance and probably get like 6-7 hours of gaming on, right? If you got a flight from, I don't know, your home state to China or whatever, and you know your first portion of your flight is 8 hours, you'll be able to gain 95%, 7 hours. Let's just say that in theory, if you got it on endurance playing an indie game, right? And then if you're playing like Hogwarts Legacy or something like that, or you're playing something like Doom, right? Doom Eternal is one of those games that just run flawlessly. Like the developer just optimizes it 100%. That game is just incredibly optimized. But let's say you put Doom Eternal on endurance mode, right? You'll be able to play Doom Eternal for like maybe 4 to 5 to 6 hours probably because you have an endurance. So that's just what you have to do, guys. Now, if you want to turn it on manual and set the TDP all the way up to 30 and then set the PL2 to 37, you're probably only going to get about 1.5 to 2.5 hours of gaming, especially if you're playing a AAA title. Just keep that in mind, right? AAA titles require you to play with high TDP. It's not always about, you know, it's not always about I'm going to get the best battery life when, you know, I'm playing at 25 watts to 30 watts with this game or that game. It just depends on different scenarios, if you catch what I'm saying, right? Certain scenarios will require you to have higher TDP, right? And if you know that you have to sacrifice frames per second and visual fidelity, go with endurance. And if you just rather AI just take care of everything, I recommend AI Engine. Is better for your gaming sessions and better for you overall. So just try that. Well, I appreciate y'all support. I just wanted to, you know, make this quick video. Again, please leave a like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. More videos to come. Test videos recorded already. I just got to edit and upload them. This is Straight to the Point Tech. I'm out. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I'll see y'all again soon. Peace.